Russians. We're not at war with the Russian people. Fundamentally, we're at war with a repressive regime, an autocracy. Vladimir Putin, his siloviki, all that empower them, the Russian military, the organy vlasti, as the Russians talk about, organy vlasti, you know, the FSB, the SVR, the GRU, and the military, they're waging this horrible, atrocious war against Ukraine. They're waging a hybrid war for 20 years now against the West. That's the subtitle of my book, Russian Intelligence and Putin's Secret War. They've been at war with us for a long time. This predated the 2014 invasion of Ukraine, the 2008 invasion of Georgia. All the while in the West, we sort of weren't paying attention. We allowed ourselves to believe, you know, Putin, we saw him, you know, as he wanted himself to be seen. He was a wolf in sheep's clothing. You know, he portrayed himself as, you know, Tony Blair was famous for saying, oh, you know, we can work with Putin. George Bush, of course, our own president, who I admire. I think he was a great president, but his famous quote, you know, we looked into the soul of the man, got a sense for the soul. I think he's someone we can trust. Well, we can't. We can never trust him. He always was committed to autocracy. He said himself early in his presidency, the greatest geopolitical disaster of the 20th century was the collapse of the Soviet Union. So I believe fundamentally, and in the CIA that I worked in, we always knew Putin was a threat to democracy, a threat to the West. And he's now revealed his design. His design is he wants to rebuild the Soviet Union. He's set out for it. It doesn't end with Ukraine. It continues with the Baltics. He's a dictator with grievances. We should remember dictators with grievances. My God, how much damage, destruction, calamity in the 20th century was caused by dictators with grievances like Hitler, who said, well, I'm going to set history straight the way I see fit. Look at Putin's speech from 2021, where he lays out his case, Ukraine has no right to exist. It was never even a country. That's his argument. So we didn't do a good enough job countering Putin, and now we're stuck. We're in a really bad spot now. He's waging all-out war, killing tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of his own people, certainly tens of thousands of Ukrainians. Ukrainian children have died by the thousands. And he's not going to stop in Ukraine unless we stop him. So that's the message of the book. You know, this has been happening a long time. This wasn't built overnight. And we need to do a better job in the West seeing it for what it is and countering it.
And your